You're listening to the Health Courage Collective podcast, episode 48, Investment Opportunity. Welcome to the Health Courage Collective podcast, the show for women who are too busy to slog through hours of generalized, inapplicable, and often contradictory health information, but too smart to ignore that a few minutes of focused attention now can prevent years of suffering in the future. I'm your host, Christina Hackett, a pharmacist who doesn't want you to live on prescriptions, a certified coach specifically trained to maximize your potential, and a compulsive learner obsessed with preventative, cutting-edge, holistic, and integrative medicine. I'm on a mission to increase your physical and mental resilience so you can fearlessly look forward to your next 40-plus limitless years. Your time is now. Let's go. Hello, my friend. How are you today? I hope you're doing so great. How was your Memorial Day? Did you have the occasion to put on sunscreen? Did you wonder how much Staphylococcus epidermidis you have on your skin microbiome, what the omega-3 ratio of your skin is, or how many polyphenols you've been eating lately? Hopefully you didn't kill any coral, but it would be totally awesome if you were somewhere near a coral reef for Memorial Day. Today we're going to talk about a lucrative investment opportunity. It's not a scam or a scheme or whatever. I promise it won't be weird. We think of investments as good. Smart people invest. I see the term get used by marketers inappropriately, in my opinion, because it sounds like an intelligent thing to do. But a purse is not an investment. Well, almost never. Maybe there's some kind of crazy exception to that rule. But we know that, generally speaking, things that depreciate in value are not investments. Investments are things that appreciate in value and or generate income. We call them assets rather than liabilities. We invest to build wealth. We've been conditioned to believe that having wealth is the goal. But why? Having assets or wealth gives us freedom. Freedom to choose how we spend our time, where we go, what we do, with whom we associate, etc. Having wealth gives us security. We can rely on ourselves without being dependent on others for charity or pity. Having wealth gives us the opportunity to help others and make a meaningful difference. Being wealthy gives us options. So when we think of an amazing investment opportunity, the first thing that usually comes to mind is investing money, building wealth. You should do this. Wisely, of course. You might invest in stocks or real estate or commodities. Cryptocurrency is all the rage, as is the metaverse, and with gas prices how they are, alternative energy. But money's not our only investment capital. We can also invest time and or energy. We might invest our time or energy in planting and caring for a garden, going to college, building a friendship, putting solar panels on our roof, doing preventative maintenance on our car, or producing a podcast. We hope that our time and efforts will pay off somehow in the future with fresh organic vegetables, a higher paying job, enjoyable relationships, free electricity, an averted crisis, or an awesome community. The most important metric to consider in your investment is the ROI, or return on investment. Is the benefit worth the risk? Some investments like bonds or savings accounts are less risky, so the return isn't too spectacular. It's safe. Some investments like venture capital for a startup are very risky. The return can be potentially huge, but the risk of losing everything is much larger. No risk, no reward. There really aren't readily available investments that are both safe and highly lucrative. If you are somehow magically going to get a 75% ROI from an FDIC insured savings account, you'd be out of your mind not to put all of your money in there immediately. Safe and ridiculously good rate of return, not something you find at your local bank or stock exchange. We don't have cable TV at my house, but when we go on vacation, my boys usually get super into a show because the network will show like 150 episodes in a row, So on our last trip or two, they were watching Gold Rush on the Discovery Channel. Have you heard of this one? It's about gold mining in Alaska, and of course, all the drama that goes along with getting to the right site, equipment breaking down, arguments, all that stuff that I'm sure is staged. A lot of what hooks you on the show is the suspense of finding out whether the crew foreman, or whatever he's called, is going to make back all of the money he spent leasing the site, buying the equipment, and paying the crew. We don't know these guys, but we're concerned about whether they'll get a return on their investment. Is all of this effort going to pay off? Gold mining in the Yukon is majorly risky business. If we had an opportunity to invest in something but we didn't, we'd feel pretty dumb later on when we realize what we could have had if only we had gotten with the program. Maybe we all feel this way a little bit, especially about cryptocurrency. Did you hear about that guy who bought a Lamborghini with Bitcoin that he had bought years earlier for like $115? Whether we're investing money, time, or energy, we usually think of investments as the obtaining of something outside of ourselves. We look outward for what assets we might be able to acquire to expand our portfolio. Byron Katie says, the greatest stock market you can invest in is yourself. Finding this truth is better than finding a gold mine, end quote. What do you think? Is the ability to expand something within yourself more valuable than finding a gold mine? Would those Yukon Territory guys on the Discovery Channel agree? Would the Discovery Channel be interested in developing a reality show about you and the resources you invest in your personal development? Here she is again, taking 5 minutes for herself to sit in the stillness. But will her efforts be rewarded? Tune in next week to find out. Not likely. We'll come back to why not in a minute. But the reason why the greatest stock market you can invest in is yourself is because when you can expand something within yourself rather than just outside yourself, you develop new deposits in your inner portfolio that enhance your power, resilience, groundedness, ability to focus, ability to love, and appreciation for your life as it's unfolding. The returns on the resources you invest in yourself are way better than stock market returns. Can you think of an example from your past where the time, energy, or money you put into expanding something within yourself have paid off? Maybe with people you've met, skills you've learned, experience that ended up serving you well later in life. Investing in this inner stock market is not just a buy low, sell high scenario. It's continuing dividends, payouts day after day after day. And the accumulation of those dividends gives you extra capital that you can reinvest into the next opportunity. You could become an undercover tycoon of inner capital. It sounds dorky, and I guess it kind of is, but I really think that's part of what seems so inspiring about people we deeply admire. That calm confidence and inner wellspring of wisdom and energy. That can't be bought in a flash sale. It'll never be the lightning deal of the day. It's not like a coupon code because sometimes the returns on our investments are a bit difficult to track. Sometimes we don't see the profits until years later. But the resources we put into bettering something within ourselves are never wasted. Ever. Even if we didn't get the result we were hoping for at the time. So not only are the returns potentially huge, but they're guaranteed. So it's the unicorn of investments. Big ROI and big time safe. This is why the Discovery Channel hasn't approached you yet to be on a reality show. Sorry. Safe isn't dramatic enough for TV. Your return on investment is guaranteed. Not the best reality show material, but definitely the best actual reality material. Hey there, I wanted to quickly interrupt and let you know that it's so much less of a struggle to consistently dominate your health choices when the thoughts you think naturally nudge you toward what you're trying to achieve. If you're looking to more consistently rock your healthy behaviors, I have a completely free 18-minute mini course for smart women like you who know that sometimes a quick mind flip can go a long way. Click the link in the show notes or go to healthcourage.ck/page/mini for this free mini course on 6 thoughts people who consistently rock their health choices think, and start putting one of them to good use inside your head today. So why aren't we going all Warren Buffett on more of these opportunities? Obviously, there are constraints on our resources. We can't and shouldn't spend all of our time or money or energy just on our inner consciousness. But are we spending enough? Are we investing at all? As moms, we're conditioned to be selfless and give everything we have to the betterment of our kids and families and communities. That's a good thing, and I think there are ROIs to be reaped there too. But the idea that investing in ourselves is selfish is wrong. There's a great quote from Parker Palmer that says, "Self-care is never a selfish act. It's simply good stewardship of the only gift we have, the gift we were put on earth to offer others. Anytime we take care of ourselves, we do it not just for ourselves, but for the many others whose lives we aim to serve." End quote. I love this for two reasons. Well, three, I guess. One is the idea of being a good steward over the only gift we've been given. We're not profitable servants if we don't work to expand the only gift we're able to offer to others. That's huge. And another is that you really can't pour from an empty cup. You can't be the best mom or business owner or caregiver or PTA lady or whatever if you've run yourself ragged. We know this on some level and have probably talked about it at length in the past, even if we forget to act accordingly sometimes. The third part I love about this is that investing your time, money, and energy into doing the challenging inner work of learning to meet yourself where you are is a service to the world. Because when you can learn to be kind and accepting to yourself, you become a person who is more able to see the humanity in others. You're more likely to love and accept others, to seek to understand them and help them expand into who they're capable of being, to be the calm in the storm of someone else's life. If we get caught in the trap, as we all do sometimes, of putting all of our energy and resources outward, we're actually doing a disservice to the world and the people that we love. The work we put into accepting ourselves as we are, being able to calm our inner chatter and get still and be fully present to what is happening right now, are investments with staggering ROIs. How can you invest a little more in this inner stock market? Could it be 5 minutes to yourself first thing in the morning? 60 seconds of stillness before you walk in the door when you get home from work? Saying kind things to yourself in the mirror when you brush your teeth? Knowing you're someone you can rely on for kindness and responsiveness to your own needs really is better than discovering a gold mine. Likewise, since your physiology drives your psychology, and vice versa, the time, energy, and money you put into lovingly caring for your physical health has gobsmackingly high rates of return. It doesn't have to be anything extreme or strange. Although I really enjoyed learning about that stuff, it can be turning off all your electronics 15 minutes earlier than you usually do before going to bed. Drinking water instead of whatever you normally drink with your lunch. Walking for 5 minutes to break up a long period of sitting at a desk. The things that are easy to do are easy not to do, but the returns are significant and guaranteed. You might not automatically notice them right away, but you can get creative about tracking the results with data if data helps motivate you. It does for me. If the time is right for you to invest more in your physical health on a cellular level and get into action executing a personal strategy that will help ensure your biological age is younger than your chronological age, I'd love to be the one to help get you on that path. Click the link in the show notes or go to healthcourage.ck/page/interest. Whether you join me and the other women in my community who are going after their goals or you go your own way, I hope you can see how you are your best investment opportunity, and those investments don't benefit only you. You're not a wise steward of the only gift you're able to give others if you don't take care of yourself. Don't be like most people and let the chance to bank massive ROIs slip through your fingers. We've all heard that quote that the healthy person has 1,000 wishes and the sick person has only one. Back to what I said at the beginning of the show. We invest to build wealth. We've been conditioned to believe that having wealth is the goal. It's similar with health. We've been conditioned to believe that being healthy is the goal. But like I said before, health isn't the goal. Health is the vehicle, not the destination. Same with wealth. We want both because they are assets that give us freedom. Freedom to choose how we spend our time, where we're able to go, and what we're able to do. Having health gives us security and independence. Most importantly, having health gives us the opportunity to help others in a way that we otherwise couldn't. Health isn't the destination. It's the vehicle that transports us to a world of more options. Thank you so much for listening in today. I appreciate you. I hope you've thought of a way that you might diversify your investment portfolio. It doesn't have to be drastic. That's the benefit of compounding interest. You can start small and still win big. Next week, we're going to talk about how sleep is not one of the pillars of health. Until then, invest in the best stock market there is and don't be normal. Thank you so much for tuning into the Health Courage Collective podcast. I am truly honored that you have paid me the enormous compliment of your time and attention. I would be so grateful if you would share this podcast with someone you know and subscribe so you never miss an episode. This podcast is for entertainment and information purposes only. Statements and views on this podcast are not medical advice. This podcast, including Christina Hackett and producers, disclaim responsibility for any possible adverse events by use of information contained herein. If you think you have a medical problem, consult a licensed physician.